Update tonight, as I have been embarking on the equally terrifying mission of getting Sallow the perfect homecoming dress, which has been even more difficult than any of this, but okay, got some big things for you. We are continuing through this journal that I found the other night. There are two more connections to pretty well-known Florida folklore, paranormal, whatever you want to call it. So let's just dig in. The first one for tonight says Pinky, question mark, underlined, then says St. John's River, Astor Park, Lake Monroe, and then Dorothy Abram underlined. Now, this did not take me long to find out. St. John's River is pretty close to where I am. I'll just go ahead and show you what I found. Pinky is a reptilian river monster that is primarily sighted in the areas listed in the journal. Dorothy Abram was basically the best eyewitness that they ever got. She saw it in 1975 with 4 other people, gave a really detailed description of it. You can look her up and look up her description. Like I said, 4 eyewitnesses with her who saw the same thing as her in 1975. So that is right around the same time that made sense for this thing based on what I found out about Robert the Doll, which helps me looking for that interview, which this next one is also about. This one says, interview has me thinking on changeling problem. Left it alone till now. Too old? Question mark. May seek counsel with double dead T White Witch. Now that did not make a lot of sense to me. I looked it up and that just unpacked several different things. First, it again references this interview. Apparently this is something that came up in the interview and got him thinking, so this just makes me even more and more interested. But what it mentions is changeling. Now I looked up what that is. I knew a little bit about it, being someone who was interested in horror and mythology, and it varies a little bit, but here's what I got online. Yeah, it's basically like a, some kind of crazy monster that mimics humans, babies, whatever. Basically a kind of entity, creature, whatever, that mimics humans and is not perfect, and, that's pretty horrifying. Like, kind of some of the things that you could imagine in some who said are almost human, but not quite. I guess that was something that at the time he considered a problem and was wearing. He then mentions seeking counsel with the twice dead T White Witch. I looked up what that could be, and I found what I'm almost certain it is, so I'll go ahead and show you that now, too. Elizabeth Budd Graham died in 1889 in Tallahassee. People believe she was a white witch. Given that she would be about 100 years dead at the time, him seeking counsel with her seems to imply some kind of communication with spirits, which seems right up the alley of the things I'm finding, so not a big surprise there. I've got these other papers to go through. I'll show you. I thought they were all just recipes, but since my family seems to hide important information in recipe books, let's see. We'll find out. All of these will be got through the next day or so. We'll see. Okay, I have combed through every single letter in that notebook, everything that's there, and, I just kind of want to do a little brief overview real quick. There were a couple more passages that were similar that had names and addresses and lists of whatever kind of details. I did search them and did not find anything, so whatever was going on in those cases were not so, media known or so big and known throughout the state. It does seem that he was involved at the time in basically any big paranormal happening or event or item in the state, which is not terribly surprising given what I found out about him. Robert the Doll, Casadaga the Psychic Community, the Devil's Chair, Pinky the St. John's River Monster, and the grave of the double-dead White Witch in Tallahassee. I haven't really had the chance today to look through those other papers or to do any searching for that radio interview that was around 1975. That did get me thinking, he must have been pretty old at that time, because I know that he was born around 1900. I don't know what kind of shape he would have been in, but at that age I can't imagine he was running around getting involved in too many physically strenuous kind of activities, but it does seem like he was doing some kind of investigation or gathering information, either to give to somebody else or maybe, just to communicate with people that were experiencing things and giving them advice. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still I have a lot of papers to look through. I've got that interview I'm going to search for. I've still got to find a way to get under the house, removing that gate in a way that it's not going to tear me up trying to get under there. There's just, as always, there's just all kinds of stuff going on. Frogette still hasn't shown up. Who knows what's going to happen next? I don't know. I keep my phone on me and ready at all times just in case I'm going to capture something. The last element of note that I want to mention with the things that I've found is that it definitely seems that after the 1950s, his work really expanded, because up until then, everything I found has been really through the church or some kind of Christian organization. It was not so much, later when he's working with Native Americans and he's going and talking to white witches and psychics and all kinds of stuff that maybe the church would not, be cool with. So I don't know. It seems like his life was a really interesting journey, and the more I find, the more I want to know. And I'm sure you guys are with me. Buckle up. It's a long ride. So I got through all those papers, the recipes of my grandmother's. Unfortunately, they were basically all just recipes. I mean, I already knew that she at least didn't have as many secrets as her father did. I did, however, find one paper that looks to me like it is definitely related to that friend of my mother and aunt who went missing, and that caused the big rift that ended up splitting up my family. So I'm just going to show you what I found. Okay, so on the back of this recipe, a little spaced out from it, there is what appears to me to be a pros and cons list. It's a little hard to read, but after looking at it, on the pros side, it says, have girls again, have grandbabies, justice for Jessica, family legacy, and don't carry burden alone. On the con side, it says, girls could end up like Jessica or Alex, which doesn't make sense to me because I was a little kid at the time, but bring danger back to our lives, risk opening artifact to worlds. So a lot of weird shit. And then at the end, it says, girls and babies alive with a greater than sign in my life. So it looks to me that for at least a little while, she did wrestle with the possibility of letting my mother and my aunt look into my grandfather or my great-grandfather's things in order to find out what happened to their friend. Looks like her name was Jessica. I guess at the end, she decided it was better to keep us all safe and alive than to have us around her and risk our safety. Which is pretty sad. I don't know, it pulls at me a little bit, because that whole situation is still, probably one of the more, I don't know, profoundly sad moments of my life. I don't want to get too emotional. I'll keep this going and see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I want to thank Ash Horton Here's Who, because they figured something out that might be kind of big. When you look up the movie Haxon, the Benjamin Christensen, the guy that my great grandfather says screwed him out of credit, claims that he based the movie on this old book called the Malefice Maleficarum. Here, I'll show it to you. Basically, it was a witch hunter's book from the 15th century. Here's some information from Wikipedia. You can pause and read through it. Now, previously, I believed this to just be, what he covered. He said he found it in a German bookstore, and that's where he came up with the idea. But this follower, Ash, she pointed out that, in my great-grandfather's first journal that I found, in the list of things that he seems like, things that maybe he's bringing with him, he lists MM. So maybe the abbreviations are books. That could be the Malefice Maleficarum, however you say it. Maybe that could help us figure out what those other letters were. Maybe that's one of the books he had in the trunk. I mean, this is kind of cool. So, hopefully we'll find out soon. Okay, so I called Megan the medium. She's going to come out this weekend, Saturday in the afternoon. And, of course, though, as everything with this, going into more things just brings out a whole bunch more questions. I'm going to have to break this up because the conversation went over 3 minutes. But as you'll see here, just more crazy weirdness like everything involved with my family. So she knew I was going to call her. Just fucking madness. Here you go. What I found in my grandmother's things.
Hello?
Hi, is this Megan?
Yeah, how can I help you?
This might sound a little bit strange, but I actually found your number and name on in some papers that my grandmother left for me.
Is this Alex?
Yeah? How did you know that?
Well, your grandmother told me she thought you would call.
You, you mean like her ghost?
No. No, she told me this a few months ago before she passed away. I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, that makes a little makes a little more sense, but just a little bit. Did she told you that I'd call you? Did you guys know each other or?
She did tell me that she thought you would call, but I didn't really know her. She called me. We knew of each other. Everyone in my field around here knew about her.
And her father, I'd guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, I found your name and number written down among her things. I've had some strange things going on. Word seems to be that I should talk to a medium. You have her endorsement, so
Wow.
so.
Wow, that's really an honor. I guess she was impressed with me. How can I help you?
I was just hoping that maybe you could come out. I live in her house. I mean, it's my house now, but it was her house. And like I said, there's just been some weird things going on, and I'm finding out even weirder things about my family history. And I would just love to get some answers. So if there was a way that you could just come out and I don't know, do your thing and help out, whatever you can do.
Of course, I'd love to help.
Okay, when's a good time for you?
I'm busy most of the time during the week, but the weekends are open. Would Saturday work?
Yeah, Saturday'd be fine. Like maybe in the afternoon around 2 or 3.
Yeah, three would be great.
Okay, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, you're welcome, and I'll see you then.
Okay. Oh, actually, wait, one sec. You mentioned that she called you, but she died of a heart attack. Did she like know somehow like what that she was dying or she was gonna die?
She didn't say that or anything indicating it really, but I have a sense about people, obviously. Even over the phone, a lot of the time, she gave me the sense that she knew she was almost finished.
Almost finished.
It feels like the best way to put it, like she'd done her part, set the stage maybe. I don't know. I imagine we'll get clearer answers when I come out.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, I'll see you then on Saturday. Then you have a nice day.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, well I'm gonna have to break that up into two pieces. Wow. So there you have it. Like I said, she's coming out on Saturday. Hopefully, it'll give me more answers. It's just another whole angle in all this craziness, and I'm excited to find something out. Maybe can find a good way to get under the house because, like, I'm getting ready to try to break off some of those rusted bolts on the gate, but there's like 9 of them. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So, more information every day, more questions every day. Keep this going. Okay, the medium is coming tomorrow, and while I do have a lot of things that I'm already planning on talking to her about and asking her, I figured maybe you guys would have some ideas on suggestions, things that I should mention or talk about or ask about. I've mentioned before when it comes to all this kind of paranormal stuff, I really am kind of lost at sea. Very new to this. I don't really know anything, so any advice is helpful. It's still kind of early, so I'll probably post another video later, but yeah, just throw in your comments. So I'm like pretty sure that I just saw my fucking grandma. I'll just show you. I heard some noises upstairs like before, just walking around. I came up to see what it was looking around, and I just check it out. Okay, I am up here where all the different like scary activity has happened, and I'm hearing what sounds like somebody walk around on the floorboards. As I'm up here, I can feel like the pressure of steps landing around me. I don't really know what's going on. It just seems pretty fucking crazy to me. This is, I don't know. This is not what I signed up for when I got this house. Oh shit! Fuck! Come on. Come on, what was that? Holy shit. Holy shit. Is there somebody in here, or was that actually my fucking grandmother? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh. What the fuck? Oh my god. And the fucking robe is sitting there on the floor. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. A little hard to see in the video, so I screenshotted it and I upped the contrast and just, you be the judge. Look what this fucking is. Okay, well, so thank God that medium is coming tomorrow, because that just freaked the shit out of me. Even though, seems like it's my grandma, it still fucking scared the shit out of me, and I don't even know what to fucking do right now. I'm just gonna post this up, and I'm just at a loss for words. Fuck this shit. Okay, a couple things real quick. I just woke up. That video last night got a pretty big response. I had over 150 new comments. I also had that dream again last night, or this morning. I don't know if it's just because of what happened last night, it's in my mind, or as some people think, like that's them trying to communicate with me. But in this version of the dream, I walked into my grandmother's room. Before I walked in, I could hear her kind of arguing. When I walked in, there was no pretense of like trying to replay the memory again. It was kind of like, oh, like just continuing. She was there. My great grandfather was there. They were arguing about something. When I walked in, they kind of turned and looked at me. My grandma smiled, but they just kept going. And they were talking and talking about something, and I couldn't really tell what it was. It sounded like they were trying to keep it from me. The one big thing, though, this time is I really got the sense that there was somebody else standing in the corner behind them. I could kind of see them, but I couldn't really make out any details. It was somewhat similar to when I saw that shadow, but not quite a shadow. There was just, you just couldn't really make the details out very well. It seemed kind of dark. I did not get a threatening vibe from that any more so than anything else going on. It was weird and creepy, but, just another continuation of all this stuff that's been going on. Also going to throw out there that I'm getting a lot of negative comments now. I mean, maybe not a lot. It's just there's so many people. I'm coming up on 9,000 followers. I just want to say, don't really waste your time. Anything negative you want to post in my comments, I'm just going to delete right away. I'm not going to interact with it. I'm not going to reply to it. It's just going to disappear, and you're just wasting your time. Okay. And finally, the medium is coming later today. I've got a ton of questions for her. I'm going to follow the advice I've been given by a lot of people and just kind of let her do her thing at first, let her talk to me, and then after she's kind of, done her whole thing through the house, if there's anything else that I need to know, if I'm feeling like she's legitimate, I'll ask her. Thank you guys for the question ideas. They were all great. And, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later when she gets here, and hopefully we'll get some good answers. Okay, the medium just left. She gave me a lot of really great information. It's going to take multiple videos. I'm going to start posting them. I think you guys know how shitty TikTok can be, so I'll try to get them all up tonight, but it might take until tomorrow. So you got a lot coming. Okay, Megan the medium just texted me. She said she's here. She asked me to come outside. Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got you out here. I like to have the person I'm working with me, especially when I first start experiencing things.
Are you experiencing things already?
Yeah, I've been feeling the energy of the house since like back at the stop signs down there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty strong. But the closer I got to the property, the weaker it became. Like something's dampening my senses.
Could you explain that a little better?
It reminds me of when I first started like a decade ago. I had to work so hard to pull the information forward, and it hasn't happened in a while, and it's happening right now. Like I feel like I'm in a fog almost.
Okay. I'm Alex, by the way. Sorry.
Again, sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. No, that's okay. The weird stuff. This house is filled with weird stuff, so that doesn't really surprise me that you're experiencing something strange. Why don't we just go on up there and maybe you can see? I don't know what you can tell me, what you can feel.
Okay.
All right.
The stuff down here?
Yeah, go ahead and sit on the couch. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. You mentioned like about something dampening your senses. Do you think that that's like some kind of spirit that's here in the house?
No, it doesn't seem like a spirit. It seems more like an object. Maybe something blessed or enchanted or something.
Okay. Is that gonna keep you from being able to help me?
No, I definitely can still help. I'm just gonna have to work a little harder. It feels like exactly like it did when I first started. Whatever is here that's suppressing my senses, it's definitely working like it's supposed to.
Okay. I can see that you're still able to see some things. Can you tell me anything about the entities that are here?
Yeah, we're gonna need to go look for them.
Okay, like walk around the house?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, come on. Throughout her reading of the house, she would both confirm as well as reveal new incredible things. Don't miss the rest of Megan's visit next week.